Global powers have called for restraint as tensions escalate between the United States and Iran, with both sides holding firm amid a worsening dispute that has disrupted peace efforts and pushed energy prices higher worldwide. The calls came as uncertainty deepened over US-Tehran talks, following the seizure of an Iranian tanker by the United States and the ongoing blockade affecting Iranian ports and maritime routes in the Strait of Hormuz. China described the situation as being at a critical stage, urging conditions that would restore normal maritime activity in the strait. Chinese officials said their engagement is focused on stabilizing energy flows while also supporting Pakistan's facilitation efforts in the broader diplomatic process. Qatar also appealed for diplomacy, warning that prolonged tensions could have wider global consequences, particularly if disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz continue to affect global energy supplies and markets. Doha said it remains in contact with all parties and called for a return to negotiations. A Qatari foreign ministry spokesperson said the crisis is regional in nature and stressed ongoing direct contacts with involved sides. The appeals for restraint come as US President Donald Trump warned that military action remained an option if a deal was not reached. He said the United States is in a very strong negotiating position and claimed Iran has no choice but to reach an agreement. Trump also suggested it was very unlikely the ceasefire would be extended, though he later announced an extension following requests. Iran, meanwhile, has rejected negotiations under pressure. Government officials said the country is prepared to respond to any attack, while a senior military commander warned of an immediate and decisive response to renewed hostilities. Iran's negotiator Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf accused Washington of using pressure tactics through the blockade, saying it was an attempt to turn negotiations into submission. Iran's ambassador to Pakistan also criticized the approach, saying countries with strong civilizations would not negotiate under threat or force. Tensions escalated further after the US military confirmed it had seized an Iranian tanker in the Indian Ocean. The vessel, reportedly near full capacity, was allegedly en route to Singapore. US Central Command said the operation is part of broader maritime enforcement efforts and claimed multiple vessels linked to Iranian ports have been forced to reverse course since the blockade began. The United States also claimed it intercepted a ship carrying what Trump described as a gift from China to Iran, though he said he expected a prior understanding with Beijing. Iran, however, said one of its tankers entered its territorial waters with naval assistance despite US warnings. At the same time, the US Senate is expected to vote on a resolution aimed at limiting President Trump's war powers over Iran. The measure would require congressional approval for continued military action. While Democrats are leading the push, Republicans currently hold a narrow majority in the Senate, making passage uncertain.